Hey there, you wonderful listeners. I have a question for you. Do you want to make a podcast? Well, Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily and then distribute it everywhere and even earn money all in one place and for free. How can you beat that? It's called Spotify for Podcasters. And here is how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify. And when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, there are Q&A and poll options available, and those are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free with no catch. Ever since I've discovered Spotify for Podcasters, it has made doing my shows like the Steam Machine Podcast, Yabs Pod, and the JRPG Report much, much easier to do. Like being able to just go on there, record them, upload it, boom, it's done. I don't have to pay for a site service to host or anything like that. It's fantastic. So I highly recommend that you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started today.
Welcome to the Steam Machine Podcast. With your hosts, Dalton and Ryan.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Steam Machine Podcast. My name is Dalton, and joining me as always is my good buddy.
This is Ryan.
And this week we played some South Park.
Yeah, we did.
But before we get into that, how are you doing, man? How was your week?
It's been good. It's been good, you know. Kids have been a little fussy the last couple of days. I think they're getting sick, but
Man, it's
you know.
probably the change of seasons up there. You know,
Yeah,
warming up,
it
getting
got
cold.
it got really warm a couple days ago. It was like 72 degrees. Now it's down to like 19 again.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It happens. At least all the snow's gone. That's all I care about.
Yeah,
the snow can fuck right off.
that's true. I know you hate it. I thought it was beautiful, but I don't have to live in it.
Yeah. No. Try living in it for a little bit. And
Well, I plan on trying to live in it somewhat eventually,
Yeah.
one of these days. But yeah, I have just been doing a shitload of yard work.
fun.
Yeah, that's about it. Just I did
Get
some
it-
mowing, raking.
Yeah. At least it's not summer quite yet for Florida.
God, yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Fucking August is the worst.
Oh yeah.
August is the worst month in the world. If you live down here. I guess there are some places that are like just now going into their winter, which is weird to think about, but you know, I guess that's just the way weather works.
Right.
Fucking magnets, bro. How do they work?
Magnets.
Oh man. Clown check. Whoop whoop. That was a joke for Dave. But yeah, man. I pretty much did nothing but play South Park and Final Fantasy this week, like, and do a bunch of yard work. So like it's been pretty boring. It's like nothing real
Yeah.
exciting. Nothing real exciting. I did watch I haven't finished it, but I started the season of South Park. It was season 22 where they when Randy starts up Integrity Farms.
Yeah,
Jesus, I forgot how
I love
fucking
that one.
funny. Dude,
That season's great.
the second episode was like all these school shootings, and it was like the kids, the teacher were just acting like everything was normal. Everybody else is flipping the
Yeah.
fuck out. Kids are just like, nah, this is just normal everyday shit
that-
for us.
Is that the latest that you've actually seen of South Park? Have you watched any of the specials that they've done lately?
I watched the pandemic special,
Oh my god.
but I haven't seen season 23, so I'm making my way there. I'm gonna rewatch the
Yeah.
special after that. Dude, holy shit!
Yeah, I haven't watched the vaccination special yet, but
Is that out?
Yeah, that's out. The pandemic special though, like, God, it was so good.
Think about how many times Randy would have had to jerk off, because like spoilers. Randy is the cause of the coronavirus, and he thinks that the cure is his semen. So he starts jerking off into everybody's weed and getting them to smoke it. And it works, but everybody starts growing mustaches and looking like Randy. And the whole time, the end of the episode capped it off for me. Like, the whole thing was great, but, like, the end, when Sharon has been giving him so much shit for the past seasons or whatever about his pot and how she hates it and she thinks it's stupid and it's dope and all of this stuff. And he looks over at her, and he's about to tell her that he's going to, like, shut things down, and he's not going to do it, you know, yada, yada. He looks at her, and he goes, "What the fuck?" And it shows her she's got the mustache. And he's like, "So you don't fuck with that shit, huh?" And she's like, "No, I think it's stupid." And he's like, "All right, well, I'm going to go work on some new strains." And as he goes to leave, he opens the door, he stops, he turns around, he goes, "By the way, you got some shit on your lip." Oh, God, it's so fucking funny, dude. That show has such a special place in my heart because I've been watching it my whole life.
Yeah, no, the show is one of my favorite, like, all-time favorites. Every time I restart the series, I go back and I start from, like, season 5, where the episodes start taking on longer story arcs and it becomes more satirical. Like, from then on,
less
that's
dick and
when
fart jokes.
Yeah, that's when South Park really got great and really hit its stride. And as they keep going on season after season, it just gets better and better. Like,
it really does, dude. Like, I've been watching these seasons, and I went into it with lowered expectations because as shows go on, they tend to, you know, kind of fall off a little bit. Dude, no. I was in here at 1:30 in the morning howling with laughter by myself. And it's hard to make me laugh when I'm watching something when I'm just sitting here by myself, and I was absolutely howling with laughter.
Yeah, this game had me doing that.
Yeah, man. So let's just fucking jump into it. Let me read this obligatory Wikipedia bullshit, and then we'll hop into it. So, South Park: The Stick of Truth is a 2014 role-playing video game developed by Obsidian Entertainment. You would know them from, like, The Outer Worlds and Fallout New Vegas, and all of the good RPGs that have come out in the past, 10 years. Obsidian. In collaboration with South Park Digital Studios and published by Ubisoft. Based on the American adult-themed animation television series South Park, who'd have guessed, the game follows the new kid who has moved from an eponymous town and has become involved in an epic role-play fantasy war involving humans, wizards, and elves who are fighting for control of the all-powerful Stick of Truth. And their game quickly escalates and gets out of control and brings them into conflict with aliens, Nazi zombies, and gnomes that threaten the entire town with destruction. And that doesn't even, like, scratch it. So I gotta know, first and foremost, it's an RPG. What class did you pick? You had 4 classes. You had fighter, thief, mage, and Jew.
I went thief.
You went thief? Okay.
Yeah.
So I picked a thief at first, but then I streamed this game last Tuesday, and I think, by the way, listeners, twitch.tv/Steam Machine Dalton, I believe is what it is. I'm going to be streaming on Tuesdays at about 9:30 Eastern. Come check it out, man. We'll be playing the games for the show. So I started it with the Stick of Truth. So I started a new game, and I picked a mage, I believe at the request of Usurper Grimm. And mage was pretty fire. I'm not going to lie. And I know that's kind of a pun because I was using fire spells, but it was really good. But I will say that at a point in the game, I didn't even use the magic anymore. I was just using my bow and my sword. Yeah. Which is what's going to happen with any of these, really. Because it gets to the point where, your magic spells are going to be, like, powerful, but you might be able to do more damage other ways, so you're just not going to waste the PP doing it. Yeah. At least in my experience. Until I got up to the max level mage and was able to throw the, like, little mini nuclear bomb-like thing, like pyro bomb or whatever it was called. It was pretty sweet. How did you enjoy Thief?
Thief is really fun. Like you, most of my combat was done with, like, my ranged weapon, sometimes my melee weapon, but the Thief abilities are fantastic. You get the mug, which stuns your enemy for a couple rounds. And while you, like...
I know, I really like backstab.
Yeah, backstab. Their abilities really don't cost a lot of PP either, so... You can chain them together. I was chaining Mug, stunning people, and then hitting them with backstab. And while they're stunned, you hit them for, like, max damage. So
Yeah, thief can get nasty with
Oh
that.
yeah. But I did go through the like an achievement list, looked through on Steam, and saw that there's some achievements that you can only get by doing certain things in the game. Like there's a Jew specific one, like finding Jesus as a Jew. is it an achievement? Like, have you looked through the achievement list at all?
Yeah, I got some of them. I got an achievement called Made This For You, and it's because I took a shit and then picked it up and then threw it in the next battle, and it said that you threw a turd of your own creation at your enemy. So it's like...
Yeah. You told me about that. And I ended up getting that achievement. There were a couple other wild ones that I saw, and it was... I was just like, how the hell? Like, very early in the game... if you meet one of the characters wearing a bald cap and like a goatee, you get a achievement that's a reference to Breaking Bad.
That's awesome. I don't think I got that one.
No.
I know I got, for getting a certain amount of friends, I got more popular than Jesus, the achievement. And then for getting the max amount of friends, which I didn't get this achievement because... Well, actually, I take that back. Yeah, I missed like one friend, and it's when you are inside of Mr. Slave's ass, which I don't think you made it to. There's a phone call that happens in there. There's a phone shoved up in there. It's Big Gay Al calling, and if you answer the phone, you get Big Gay Al as a friend. So if you...
Nice.
But I missed it. I couldn't figure out how to get him to answer the phone. So if you get all the friends, you get the achievement More Popular Than John Lennon.
Oh my god!
Which I thought was, a great little Easter egg there for those who know about that whole spiel. But man, so when you first create your character, you can make them white, black, Latino, or you can give them the Jersey Shore tan. Yeah. Like those are your choices. And I believe you can also be super pale, like a ginger kid.
Yeah.
And you pick your little starting outfit and stuff. So. When you meet, actually you don't meet Cartman first. When you walk out of your house, your parents basically ask you if you remember anything from where you used to live. You're like, no. You're a silent protagonist, so your parents talk to you, but you never respond. And of course, your dad's like, "Oh yeah, we love you too, asshole." That kind of shit. So it's great. But then you walk outside, you see Butters fighting with an elf. So I punched the elf and went into the battle and helped Butters out. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, come on, I'll introduce you to the boys." And he takes you to Cartman's house. And when you open, this is one of the first jokes in the game that made me laugh my ass off. So Cartman lets you in, and you guys go walking through, and Cartman's mom's sitting on the couch, and she's like, "Oh, Bubbykins, did you make a new friend?" And Cartman's like, "Shut up, Mom, not now." So I went over there to try to talk to her to see if I could, see if she says anything. And when I click on her, Cartman goes, "Don't talk to her. She's not part of the game." Oh, God, dude. I was like, all right, I see what I'm in for here. So then you follow Cartman outside, and he welcomes you to the Kingdom of Koopa Keep. Now, I want you to keep that in mind. That'll come back up later. The Kingdom of Koopa Keep. And he introduces you to Scott Malkinson, who has the power of diabetes. Craig, who runs the armor shop. Or no, it's Clyde, isn't it?
It's Clyde.
Yeah, it's Clyde. And Princess Kenny. And he's like, Cartman's like, don't ask why Kenny wanted to be a girl. It's just how he's rolling right now. And one of the first quests that you can actually get is if you're walking around Koopa Keep, if you head to the left, there's a little flower.
Yep.
And if you pick it, you get a quest called Flowers for a Princess, and you take it over to Kenny and give it to Kenny, and he blushes, and he's all like, "Oh." And then you get his friend request, and that's one of the big things in this game is getting friend requests. So let's jump into that real quick. You have a social media page, and you have, like, when you level up, you get skills that are basically like, you could put it, like, I was able to put them into magic, different spells to make them stronger. You were able to put them into, like, backstab and your mug abilities to make them better.
Yeah.
That. So, but then you also have another, which is like your abilities or something along those lines.
Perks.
Perks, thank you. Goodness gracious, I could not think of that fucking word. Perks. And you get those in increments by gaining friends on basically Facebook or Twitter. I think it's Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter.
Or the carrier ravens.
The messenger ravens.
Yeah. Oh man, so you haven't gotten to it yet. And spoilers, Ryan hasn't finished it yet, but he's real fucking close. So I'm gonna quiz him about the end of the game next week. But there's a scene where it's either Stan or Kyle is giving a PowerPoint, and Cartman's like talking shit in the crowd, and he's like, "You got something to say, fat ass?" And he's like, "I was just wondering where an elven king got the power to use PowerPoint. Like, how the fuck do you know how to do that?" And they're like, "This is serious, fat ass." So anyway, you are introduced to Cartman, and he wants to see what you got, so he makes you fight Clyde. He's like, "Kick Clyde's ass, new kid." And that's where like the whole tutorial about the battle. And the battle system's a little interesting. It almost reminds me of Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Paper Mario. So it's like, when you go to attack, you're looking for these little tings and these flashes of light on your weapon, and that's when you're going to want to hit whatever button corresponds with what you're trying to do. You have your normal attack, your power attack, and then later on you get your magic attack. And magic in this game is farts. You are the Dragonborn, you are the Dovahkiin, just like Skyrim, but you are the master of farts.
Yeah.
And you get like your dragon shout is your first fart that you get, and it's just, dude, the satire in this game is fantastic. But yeah, man. So you move on. I don't want to go through it like level by level, but like, so what was your initial like going into it? Because I know my first thought was, holy fuck, this looks just like the show. They made it look just like the show.
They did make it look just like the show, and I haven't this was my first real playthrough of the game. I've like jumped on it for a couple minutes, and I've seen other people play it before, but this was my first time actually playing the game. It's essentially a South Park movie that you play yourself.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It takes place over the course of 3 days.
Yeah. I think I'm on night 2, I believe, so I'm close.
Yeah, I think you told me that you were at the Underpants Gnomes. So, yeah, you're in the beginning of day 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So one of the first things that you have to do is Cartman asks you to go rally the troops. And one of them is Token. So you go to try to get Token, and the security guard just maces you in the fucking face and basically tells you to fuck off. So that leads to... You all right, buddy?
Yeah, man. Let's fucking off.
So that leads to, on Twitter, Cartman tweeting you about how somebody posted a video of you getting maced, and it was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, then Jimbo replies to it, and he's like, "We got gas masks that'll solve that shit. So there's your hint. You need to go to Jimbo's." So then you head to Jimbo's store, you get the gas mask, and then you're able to get past that. And that's one of the things I like, is that they have little RPG tropes in there like that.
Yeah.
You end up getting abducted by aliens at one point and taken up to the ship. And you have to like fight your way around in there. And of course, the room that you're in, you're like on this thing, and you're getting raped in the ass by this alien probe. And you're having to mash buttons so your sphincter will tighten up and break it and rip it off. Because at this point, you realize that you've got magical ass powers. And this thing breaks off in your ass and then goes up it like the satellite that's inside of Cartman.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if they ever got that removed or if he's just got that laying dormant in that big old gut of his. But that's beside the point. So now you have this new ability. It's this little sensor, because before, so when you're in the open world, I say open world, but when you're just roaming around the town, on my button it was the left trigger. So for you, I think it was L2. You're able to hold it and aim your bow that you get, and you can shoot things, and like you might be able to break a window, and there might reveal something behind it, or mainly I use the bow for shooting Chimpokemon, which are the collectibles in this game. There are 30 Chimpokemon.
Yeah. How many did you find?
Oh, good question. I think I have like 26.
Oh, yeah.
24, something like that. Like, there are a few that I know that I missed. There's a few things that I know that I missed, and I'm going to have to go back and play through again if I want to get all the achievements, which I do.
I don't think it might not be possible to get, well, yeah, you'd have to do multiple playthroughs to get them all, but I don't know if it's possible to get all of the achievements on one playthrough.
No, it's not. It's not, because there are achievements for siding with one side or the other, and there's, like you said, there's achievements based specifically on what jobs you choose.
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So no, it requires multiple playthroughs, but it's not a long game. Like you could
I think
power through this game in 2 days if you wanted.
Yeah, I think How to Beat said it was like 11 and a half hour main story.
Yeah, and I think it's about 18 hours if you want to do everything.
Yeah.
And like honestly, these days with the RPGs that I play, 18 hours is nothing to me to do everything.
Yeah, no, for sure. And if you want to fly through it quick, just pull up a walkthrough and you can essentially speedrun this game. Like it doesn't require a whole hell of a lot of grinding.
No, not at all, which is good and bad. Like I did get max level. Max level is level 15.
Level 15? Well,
yeah.
I'm damn close to that. I think I'm like level 12 or 13 right now.
Yeah. And you get your last friend perk at 100 friends, I believe. Or
I don't even think I'm close to 100 friends yet.
Oh man. So you're going to want to go into the forest. The forest where you can get lost and kind of roam around in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 things. One, eventually you're going to get sent to Canada. So it's going to make you run into the forest, and you just have to keep running up every time. And you'll eventually end up at the border of Canada. Mm-hmm. And there will be a guard there who will be like, nope, can't let you in unless you have a passport. And then if you walk to the left, he'll be like, nope, and he'll follow you. And he's like, nope, can't get in. Nope, not going to let you in. Nope. But you come back, you go get a passport, you come back, and he'll be like, well, that's a passport. You come on through. And you go up into Canada. Canada is all 8-bit. Everything is 8-bit. The map is 8-bit. Everything but your characters.
Fantastic.
It's awesome. It's hilarious. So like all these normal South Park Canadian characters are walking around and just everything behind them's 8-bit. The music is 8-bit. It's wonderful.
Yes.
But while you're in a way to get 12 friend requests while you're in that forest, there is a certain direction that you have to walk, and I don't remember what it is quite, but I think it's right. Like once you walk in, you turn around and you go back to the right, and then you go down, and then you go down, and then you go to the right again, and then you go up or something like that, right? And you end up in this special little area, and whoever figured this out, I don't fucking know, but you end up in this special area, and there are all the little woodland creatures.
Oh, the Christmas critters?
Yeah, so they're all chilling, and they say, we will be your friend on Facebook if you will accept the Lord and Savior into your heart. So, of course, you're like, yes, I'll accept the Lord and Savior into my heart. And they're like, all right, praise Satan, hail Satan. And then you get friend requests from all of them.
I got to go find them.
Yeah, it's well worth it because that's like a free perk if you find those guys.
Yeah.
Were you able to gather all the summons? What summons did you get?
I got City Walk guy.
Okay.
And I got Mr. Slave.
Okay, those are the only 2 that you have so far?
Yeah.
All right, so City Walk guy is awesome. Let's start there. You walk into City
awesome.
You walk into City Walk and he's like, stupid fucking Mongolians. they Mongolians invade me. He's like 2 weeks ago or something, like last week. He's like, and they still have, oh, hello, Mongolian. And the camera turns and there's just a bunch of Mongolians sitting in the back fucking eating. And he's like, everything on his menu is now Mongolian beef, Mongolian chicken. So he sends you to go over to the Tower of Peace next door and kick all the Mongolian kids' asses so that the Mongolians will think this is a bad neighborhood and move, right? So once you complete that quest, he's like, oh yeah, you call me any time of day, I come help you. Just don't call me during boss fights. They're too fucking hard. And then you get him as a summon. So basically the way summons in this game work is you can use them once per day. So technically you can use them each 3 times because there's the 3 days in the game, right?
Yeah.
Once you use them the next day, then when the sun comes up and you're able to go around, you need to go back and talk to them again in order to get them again. But you don't have to do another quest. You just go talk to them and they're like, yeah, I'll help you. And you gain access to using that one more time. So you got him, you got Mr. Slave, and I believe you get Mr. Slave for going to get his package from the post office.
Yep.
And who would have guessed that it's the big vibrating dick-looking thing sitting in the waiting bin? Yep. You go over, you grab it, and you take it back to him, and he becomes your summon. The other 2 that I had was Mr. Hanky. So when you're down in the sewers...
Shit, I forgot to go back to his house and drop off his kids. God damn it.
Yeah, you find all 3 of his kids, and then you take them back to him, and he will become one of your summons.
God damn it.
But my personal favorite is you need to head to City Hall out front and talk to Mr. Priest, the priest guy. I can't remember
Father
his name.
Maxie.
Father Maxie, thank you. I wanted to say
Yeah.
Mr. Mackey. I'm like, that's not right at all. Father Maxie. Talk to him, and he will tell you to find Jesus.
Yeah, I
So then
found
you
him
get a-
once. I have to find him a second time.
Okay, so once you find him, you go back and talk to Maxie again, and he tells you, basically find whatever. You have to find Jesus again. Go to the church, and at the very front, there's the two doors on the back wall. The right door, there's a light switch next to it. Flip that switch, it turns the lights off, and then the two spotlights, click on them, and it will turn them towards the pew, and you will see Jesus' shadow. Like, he's standing back there, like, holding his arms up like he's praising to the Lord, and you go and you talk to the behind the podium, and then, boom, he's like, you found me again. I'll always be there for you. But not during boss battles. So basically that's the whole thing, is that they won't come back during boss battles.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus, though, when you summon him, like the sky opens up and it gets this really peaceful sounding thing, and Jesus drops in like a fucking action star with an M16 and just unloads an M16 onto the enemy.
I was gonna say, if he's not unloading some sort of automatic weapon, it's not the South Park Jesus.
Yeah. Oh man, and then once you get the alien apparatus in your ass, there are these things hidden around the whole map of the South Park that look like these little alien contraptions, where you press and hold the button for the alien probe to come out of your ass.
Yeah, the little teleport guys.
Yeah, and you can aim it around, and if it aims at the right thing, those alien-looking things that are around the map will open up and look like an eye. Well, then you can use that to get around. And I want to go back to the alien thing because we sidebarred, but once you get that, when you're in the police office, or the police headquarters, not office, the police headquarters, you're able to use one of those outside and get on the roof, and there's like a bag up there that you can get, but also Santa Claus is up there. And you can talk to him, and he'll add you on Facebook, and he'll be like, no, you're not going to tell anybody that you saw Santa up here hacking into the police database to see who was naughty and nice now, are you? It's like, because I'm going to add you on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. He adds you. So going back to when you get abducted by aliens and you're up there, you get the thing in your ass, all of that. You hear, oh, it's your first time being abducted? And it pans over and there's Randy. And he's just sitting there. He's like, yeah, you got to get used to this when you live in a small northern mountain town. It kind of just comes with living in the peace, So he wants you to go around and access these, like, computers to get him out. And I don't know, did you laugh as hard as I did when it asks you to put in the button combinations? Like, it's like, what's that game? Simon Says?
Yeah.
So you do it the first 2 or 3 times, and then it just throws one at you that's, like, way fast. And there's just nothing that you can do about it. And it's just fuck it. And Randy gets butt fucked hard. Real hard. There's nothing you can do about it. I know Discord just glitched the fuck out, so you probably heard nothing of what I just said, but...
Yeah, no, I saw you talking, couldn't hear anything, but...
Yeah, my internet's been being weird. I don't know what's going on. So that's basically it. Like, you have to break him out, and then he becomes your friend on Facebook. And this is where, like, you go to leave your house on the second day after that happens, and you get taken to... Excuse me, I just... Massive burp. You walk out of your house, and you get taken by the elves, and they're like, hey, our leader wants to talk to you. And this is where you find out that the leader of the elves is Kyle.
Of course it is.
Kyle and Stan and Jimmy the Bard. Because you do end up having to fight the Bard, who's Jimmy. And the song that he sings is... There once was a maiden from Stoneberry Hollow. She didn't talk much, but boy did she swallow. I had a nice lance that she sat upon. The lady of Stonebrook, who's also your mom. Oh, man.
The one-liners and the catchphrases they gave these characters are fantastic, too.
Tremendous. And apparently, if you had the Xbox, like the Xbox 360 version, and had the Xbox Kinect, you could talk shit to Cartman through the Kinect, and he would talk shit back to you.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's fantastic. I was like, why didn't they do that for PC? You got headsets. I'd have been talking shit to Cartman the whole game.
Yeah.
Especially on stream. That'd have been fantastic.
It would have been fantastic.
Yeah. How long did it take you to realize that you had to skip Jimmy's cutscenes? Because that cracked me
Not
up.
long. It only took like 15 seconds for it to pop up on the first screen, but it was something that I saw when I'd seen somebody play the game before. So I knew.
So when you're in cutscenes with Jimmy and he gets stuck on a stutter, if you sit there and wait for him to get that stutter out, it's never gonna come. It's never gonna come. As soon as you hold the skip button and it goes through, it's like it finishes the sentence and moves on. I thought that was great, just great comedy. Personally, too funny. And at this point, you're trying to recruit the goth kids to either the elves or Cartman. Now let's talk about Cartman. So he officially, before the end of the first day, inducts you as a member. Okay, keep this in mind. He calls himself the Grand Wizard. Okay, and he inducts you into being a knight of Kingdom of Koopa Keep. And he's like, "Congratulations, douchebag. Welcome to the KKK." And at that point, I'm like, "Oh God, this is totally South Park. It's totally South Park."
Yeah.
I would have been sad if Cartman had given me any less, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure, for real.
But go ahead.
It's just they know how to make Cartman like the most evil, vile character ever, but you just you can't hate him.
Yeah, you gotta love him. Like it's a weird dichotomy that they've got with him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But me saying douchebag, we haven't even talked about that yet. When you go to name your character, you could type in anything. I typed in Sir Nile, I think.
Did you?
And
I got an achievement. I got an achievement for my name.
Well, I got that achievement on stream.
Did you?
But that was because I had already known about that. You had told me about that. So, yeah, when the game asks you type in your name, you can type in whatever name you want. And Cartman says, so it says that you typed your name as douchebag, and you can either say yes or no. If you say yes, you get an achievement called acceptance, and that's just going with it, and that's what you get the achievement for. I did not know that until Ryan told me that he got that achievement, which I would have never known about, and I was surprised that you found an achievement that I didn't have or know about. So
right.
I'm impressed, sir. You're getting better. You're getting better at this. But in my first playthrough, I did not know that. So he's like, so your name's douchebag, huh? And you can correct him. You'd be like, no. So you can type your name again, and he's like, all right, douchebag, let's go. So your name is douchebag no matter what.
Yeah, that's one of the things I knew from playing this game a little bit before too. And that's why I didn't know it was going to be an achievement when I did it, but I decided to just mess with the game and name my character douchebag because I knew that's what Cartman was going to call me anyway.
Oh, it's fucking tremendous. It's tremendous. So the main plot of the game is that there's a giant alien spaceship. Well, it's the spaceship that you were on, I think, actually. Crashes into, is it the Walmart? Or like the rec center or something.
Mall.
I don't know. It was
the South Park Mall.
The mall. Yeah, it crashes into it. And the government comes in and covers it up with this little tarp. It doesn't cover anything.
Yeah, they're putting tents on it, and it's just 5 or 6 pieces of tarp.
They're like, nothing to be alarmed about. We're going to be building a Taco Bell here. And this dude's like, are they going to have the Gordita Supreme? What? And the guy's like, what? And he's like, they're going to have the Gordita Supreme? Because I know sometimes the smaller ones, are we getting the Taco Bell KFC limited menu type thing? Or are we going to have the full menu? And the government guy gets on his radio. He's like, this guy out here is asking a lot of questions. What do we do? The guy, the other end's like, neutralize the problem. So the dude said, I was just wondering about the Gordita. Boom, bullet to the head. And he just drops to the ground.
The wife stands there, calls out to him
she's like, honey,
3 times.
Honey, Dan. And then after the crowd clears, Government makes you go away. You're standing there. If you go over there and talk to her, she's like looking. She's holding the dude. She goes, "Honey, are you okay?"
It's so fucked,
dude. But that starts leaking this fluid that starts turning people into Nazi zombies.
Yeah.
And the government's talking about, oh God, we cannot have another outbreak of Nazi zombies. It's so overplayed. It's like they're everywhere these days. Do we really have to do these fucking Nazi zombies again? Like, and I felt that in my fucking core because probably from the time I was whenever the World at War Call of Duty came out, up until I stopped hanging out with a lot of people. So many of my friends for years, every time we hung out, what do you guys want to do? Let's play zombies. It's like, can we play? Why don't we play bots? No, let's play zombies. Zombies is better. Dude, I got so fucking sick of zombies that I don't even watch zombie movies anymore.
Right.
Legit got sick of them. So to see that they used them, but in a way that they're like, this is stupid. Like this is stupid as shit. But it leads to some funny ass enemies. You end up fighting Nazi zombie cats that are like shouting Hitler quotes at you and like, saluting.
No, the cats. I didn't know about the cats, and the first time I saw that, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
You got Nazi zombie cows, and you start getting like Nazi zombie homeless people. You go into the abortion clinic because after you have to end up dressing like a goth kid to get the goth kids to come and be friends with you. You have to beat up the 6th graders and take their cigarettes. And then you have to go to Tweaks Coffee and
get the dark roast.
Get the dark roast, yeah, which buying anything from there gets you access to being friends with the Tweaks. And you also end up having to go pick up their meth supply, their meth deal, from their meth dealer and take it to them. So that's what makes their coffee. There's this one guy, the idle chatter from the people in town is hilarious. This one guy's like, man, I tell you, that Tweaks coffee tastes like absolute shit, but I just can't stop drinking it for some reason.
Yeah.
And then, like, after you do the alien thing, like, some guy will be like, sometimes I wake up with a sore asshole. I just makes me wonder what the hell I was dreaming about. So, once you recruit the goth kids, then you have to recruit the girls. And in order to recruit the girls, you have to figure out which one of them is a lying, two-faced whore bitch. And you have to pose as a girl and go to the abortion clinic and pretend like you're going to get an abortion.
Oh, you get to pull a margarine.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
I haven't done that. I haven't done that yet.
Okay, this is in spoiler territory for you, so I apologize. But you go in there and you try to get an abortion, and you use your sphincter to break the abortion thing. And the doctor's like, "Oh, let me go see if I can get somebody to fix this," and he leaves. So then at that point, you put on the doctor garb, and then you can get into the room with all of the files and stuff to figure out who went in there and got abortions or not. Well, the paper that you need is in French, so you can't read it. Nobody can read it. So at this point, the government shows up there, or the government was there doing something. Anyway, the ooze ends up, they just threw it away, and they were like, well, what else is possibly, they threw it in the dumpster, so they're like, what else is possibly in the trash cans at an abortion clinic? Like, why would it matter if we threw away the Nazi zombie serum stuff into these trash cans? And this one government guy goes, oh my God. And Nazi zombie fetuses start busting through the fucking walls, and you have to fight these Nazi zombie baby fetuses, right?
Oh my God.
So you end up fighting your way out, and on your way out, though, there's a boss fight, and the government's like, it's clear. The FBI guys are like, it's clear, tell everybody they can leave now. And the doctor guy's like laying there half dead. He's like, it's not clear. You don't understand. Khloe Kardashian came in this morning and had the biggest abortion I've ever seen. And then at that same time, this giant fucking baby fetus thing comes busting through the wall. It's like, and you have to fight that. And it's pretty hard. Is it? You have to kill its umbilical cord or else it'll keep regenerating health.
Wow.
And then you can beat it. And from there, bud, that's when you head to Canada, eh? You go straight north. By the way, I meant to ask you, did you do any of the Jimbo?
I have done
the Jimbo missions?
rabid dog and the cow, I think, so far.
The cow cracked me the fuck up.
The fruit bat, too.
Oh, okay, yeah. The fruit bat wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
The one I had issue with was the one in Canada, but the cow...
You just touched it once.
You expect to hit it and go into a battle, but like you whack it and it just falls over dead, and you get experience, and the quest is like, yeah, go turn it in. And you're like, what the fuck?
This was real personal for us.
Yeah,
cows killed our platoon in Nam.
So yeah, when you go up in Canada, you're basically just doing a bunch of run around fetch quests, going between the little towns. There's a bishop that you end up having to kill, or you fight him, and you get a choice. Now, you can either kill him, or he offers you to give you a pair of pig testicles, because the Prince of Ottawa or whatever wants the balls of the guy, the Prince of Winnipeg, or is it Vancouver? I guess it doesn't matter. It's one of the cities. So I took the pig's balls because then the bishop gives you a friend request on Facebook, and that is a missable friend, because if you kill him, you do not get that friend.
Got you.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not much to Canada other than like you can get dire AIDS. Everything you fight is dire. So you fight dire snakes, dire wolves, dire bears, and if they bite you, you can get dire AIDS. I beat the game still infected with dire AIDS because I forgot to get it removed before I left Canada. And if you want to buy anything in Canada, you have to exchange your currency for Canadian currency at the exchange house. So did you find the houses that you would go to try to go in them? And
yeah, I found the third one.
Did you?
I did. I did.
So the first one I found was the dude sitting on his couch jerking off.
Yeah.
And he is like, ah! And he gets up and he slams the door. And the second one was a naked lady, and she covers herself poorly and then shuts the door. Mm-hmm. The third one, you open the random door, and it's a guy fucking a horse.
Yeah, guy in a gimp mask going to town on a horse. It's right next to Mr. Slave's house.
And he runs and he slams the door. So they have a joke about that too in Canada. In the first town you go in, the first house on the left, when you go inside, if you go up the stairs, there's a Canadian couple in there having sex, right? And the dude's just plowing his wife, and he looks at you and he goes, "What the fuck? Who just walks into someone's fucking house?" Because, in like every RPG that I could ever think of, what do? You go inside the house, you roam around, you loot, you see what you can get.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there except just to get yelled at for just walking into random people's houses.
That's awesome.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So the ending of the game, I'll touch on this a little bit. I don't want to kill it completely for you, so I'll leave some stuff out. But Clyde ends up being the evil, super evil.
Yeah, I've seen that. He's been introduced as the main antagonist.
Yeah. So, spoilers. So, you get to the end, and you have the stick of truth, and the FBI guys that have been chasing you have cornered you up at the top of Clyde's tower. And this is after you kill Zombie Chef. So then the government FBI guys got the stick of truth, and they're like, "Give us the stick of truth." And he's like, "No, why is this stick so important to you?" And they're like, "Well, because whoever wields the stick controls the universe." And this FBI guy is a grown-ass old man. He goes, "Really?" And he starts having this maniacal laughter, and he's like, "I could do whatever I want." And he just strips completely naked, like dick flopping, strips naked, and then runs out the building. And so you guys follow him, and you're all standing there, and he's just standing there naked, holding this stick, like, "Join me. I could give you uncontrollable power. You could be the most powerful being. We could rule together." And Cartman and Kyle actually step up, and they're like, "No, we realize that fighting each other isn't the way to solve things. That friendship is the way to get things done. Isn't that right, everybody?" And everybody kind of says, "Yeah," except Princess Kenny. Princess Kenny just starts walking forward and grabs the stick and goes, "Fuck yeah!" Which then you end up having to fight Princess Kenny. That's the last fight of the game, is fighting Princess Kenny, who ends up drinking the Nazi zombie serum, so Kenny can't die. So then you have to kill him and kill him and kill him and kill him, and finally, like, after all of your companions will come in for a bout and then get kicked to the side. And they'll all be standing on the side till it's just you. And then Cartman, it'll go to a little cutscene, and Cartman's like, No, I think it's Kyle. There's no way to beat him. He's too powerful. Cartman goes, no, there is one way. And he looks at you and he goes, douchebag, when I taught you the power of the magic, I made you take an oath to never fart on a man's balls. Douchebag, I'm asking you to break that oath. You have to fart on Princess Kenny's balls. So then it shows Cartman sneaks up behind Kenny, grabs Kenny by the arms, and is like holding him. He's like, now, douchebag, do it. And you have to do a fart attack. And that's how you beat Kenny, is farting on his balls.
Wow.
And then I won't spoil everything that happens after that, but then, the whole in-game stuff. But
yeah,
it's tremendous. And what you find, I won't spoil this for the listeners. If you want to find out, go play the game, because I don't want to ruin it for Ryan too. But the reason the government is looking for you, like you as the kid, hilarious. Not what I expected. Hilarious though. I
gotta play through it. I gotta finish it. I'm so close.
Anyone listening to this, if you are a South Park fan and you have never played this game, do yourself a favor and play it. However you can, like get a PS3, an Xbox, or one of the new systems, get a PC, play this game.
Yes, play this game.
You will not be disappointed. It will tickle every bit of that South Park fandom fantasy that you got.
Absolutely.
Man, I can't say anything really bad about it. I mean, the pacing can be weird at times, but other than that, it's a solid game. I mean, I wouldn't give it a 10 or anything, but it's a solid game.
Yeah.
If I was going to give it, I'll give it 9 out of 10 farts. But good farts.
9's pretty good. I think I would be a 9. 8.75 to a 9.
Yeah, somewhere around in there. You know what I mean? It's not perfect. But the fact that me and you are both big South Park fans is a factor in it for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I know our buddy Nate, who, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and give him a shout out. Hey, Nate, you sexy bastard. Thanks for being a patron. You are the cog. And also shout out to the oil as well. Everyone on our Patreon. No. But Nate in particular, because he's at that rank. Nate, you the man. Turtle Bear Man on Twitch. Twitch.tv/TurtleBearMan. Go check him stream. Watch him stream. The retro stuff. That good shit. Anyway. Nate's not a huge fan of South Park.
No.
But he did.
If you don't like South Park, this game would probably aggravate the fuck out of you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an RPG fan, you might still get some enjoyment out of this. But if you like just don't think South Park's that funny, I would skip it. It's not going to be your thing. This is a very specific game for a very specific crowd.
Yeah, definitely very niche. Like,
and we also have the Fractured Butthole to be looking for too at some point. But I wasn't gonna get Ryan to roll through 2 RPGs in a row, but I would like to do that sometime soon.
I mean, I would go right into the Fractured Butthole. I would. Like, the Stick of Truth has got me on this South Park game kick. It's so fun.
Well, let's do something in the meantime this week, and then maybe we'll jump back into it, and that way it'll give you time to finish up the Stick of Truth.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of, let's pull up Steamy here. See what we're playing next week. See what I'm going to be streaming on Twitch tomorrow. La 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 la. It goes around the world just la 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 la. All right, looking like number 774. And if I cross-reference that to the list of games that Ryan can play, that is all jumbled up. 774 is looking like Zombie Party.
We just talked about how much we hated zombies.
Yeah, it's like Steamy fucking is just like, oh, you guys don't like, are you guys tired of zombies? Here's a fucking zombie game.
Cartman broke the fourth wall of Stick of Truth.
Yeah, right. It's bleeding over.
It's not Steamy this week. It's Awesome-o.
I am awesome. That fucker. All right. Well, Steamy is going to have a talking to for inviting his pal Awesome-o over.
Right.
He's going to have a talking to. I might have to take one of his RAM sticks away for a bit.
Nice. Looking at this on Steam, it looks like it's going to be what is it? A 2-stick shooter? Sweet.
Oh yeah. So it's like let's see what it says. Fuck it. Zombie Party is a retro rampage fun, over the top action RPG roguelike. All right. Oh well, that'll be really interesting to stream. Cool. I feel like that'll be more interesting to watch than an RPG. I felt like I had a great time, and everybody said it was a great stream and everything. But like, I know that RPGs are not the most interesting thing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, luckily it was South Park, and there was like jokes and things happening that kept it funny, and people were laughing. But man,
this game looks like it's just going to be balls to the wall action.
Yeah, it does. Wow, I look forward to it. This curator says 2D Rambo Rampage.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. And there's only 11 achievements, so it can't be super long. So
no, looks very similar to a free game on PlayStation, Kitten Squad. It's PETA's 2-stick shooter, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I wonder if it's almost got it almost kind of gives me an Enter the Gungeon vibe too.
Yeah.
I know we can't really do it this week, but some of these games that we've got on the list that are multiplayer, that are like twin stick shooter type things, we should get into your library as well, so that way we could play them together.
Yeah, we can figure something out. We'll figure it out. We got that little stimmy coming soon.
Oh, the stimmy. I'm gonna have to give most of mine away, but yeah, I look forward to getting it because I'm at least gonna have some left over.
Yeah. You gonna go after Kingdom Hearts with it?
Oh, you know what? I had completely forgotten about that, but now that you mentioned that, yeah, probably. I'll probably sink $150 that I don't need to into fucking having Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. So, if you would like to find us on social media, you can go to Facebook.com/Steam Machine Podcast, or you can find us on Twitter at Steam_podcast. You can find me on Twitter at Super Nerd Dalton, or you can find Ryan on Twitter at Steam Machine Ryan, but it's STM Machine Ryan. If you want merch, do you like our show logo? If you're on our Patreon, do you like our Patreon logo? Both of those logos are available for shirts, hats, face masks, underwear. You want to wear our little cartoon faces on your balls? Go for it. Like, we would love that. In fact, send us a picture of our faces on your balls, and I'll do something for you.
That's asking for a world of...
Okay, send them to me. I'll send the best balls to Ryan. All I'm saying is, if you get yourself some merch, take a picture, send it to us. I would like to do something with pictures. Yeah. And if if you're in your underwear, obviously, I won't post that to the internet unless you're totally okay with it. Then you'll make it into the collage. But if you get a shirt, you get a hat, you get some shoes, like there's all kinds of fucking choices with Threadless. So it's tsmpproductions.threadless.com. That's tsmpproductions.threadless.com. And you can head over to Patreon, where we do episodes at least one a month. I try to get out more than that. I know I'm going to try to pump out that music episode that I was talking about within the next couple days, maybe even tonight. But we appreciate it. We appreciate all of our Patreons. Again, shout out Nate, you the man. And I haven't asked about this for the past few weeks, but if you could leave us a 5-star review, that would be wonderful, because I do believe that we are still sitting at 7 5-star reviews on iTunes. So if you would head over, yes, we are. So if you would head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review, once we hit 10 ratings, I'm going to give away another game. Once we get to 25 total, I am going to give away Just Cause 3. So get out there and do that shit, y'all. If you want some free games. Other than that, man, you got anything else you want to talk about, my brother?
No, not right now. Not right now.
Yeah, I don't really feel much about it. I'm exhausted. So
yeah,
let's call it here. All right. So for this week's episode of Steam Machine Podcast, he's Ryan. I'm Dalton, and as always, guys, take it easy.